I think the evidence shows that what was done actually worked. Now, I think there's some concerns about how that money made it through to the state level and how that money was spent. And we now know that some of that stimulus money was much more effective than other. So that's somewhere where we can learn for the future and say we're going to spend much more on education or on income support programs, on things that we know really, really worked, as opposed to other areas where we think the money had a much smaller effect. So that's the first area that I think the first lesson is, yes, the stimulus work was necessary and it did help, and had it not been because of that stimulus money, we would be much worse today than we are. But at the same time, looking forward, we know that it's important to target that money to certain types of programs, a certain type of spending, which is much more effective than others. I think that we know now, which we didn't know back in 2009. The second issue about whether we think some of the problems that we got through the recession and have stayed through the recovery are here to stay, I think the answer is, with regards to the long-term unemployment issue, that we're certainly not out of the woods, that it will be important to continue tackling this issue. Unfortunately, the last extension of unemployment benefits was not approved by Congress, and it's unfortunate because even though people think we're out of the woods, we are not out of the woods. So that would have been an important way to spend our money, especially given that we know that actually worked as far as helping people make the transitions into employment. So the lesson from that is we're not out of the woods. We're still at 35% of the unemployed being long-term unemployed compared to 15% where we were before. So eventually we may move to the 15%, but it's going to take many, many years unless we remain proactive on this issue.